Let's talk about procrastination, probably the biggest silent dream killer out there. You know what's crazy? Most people don't even realize how much of their life they're wasting just by saying, "I'll do it tomorrow." Heck, think about it. How many times have you told yourself you'd start working out on Monday? Or that you'd finally update that resume? Or launch that business idea you've been sitting on for years? We push it off day after day, convincing ourselves there's plenty of time. And suddenly years pass by and nothing's changed. The thing with procrastination is it feels harmless in the moment. Scrolling through TikTok for just 10 minutes, binge watching Netflix because I deserve a break, or waiting for the perfect time, it's all the same trap. It feels good short term, but slowly robs you of opportunities, growth, and even self-respect. Successful people aren't smarter or more talented than you. They're just willing to do the work now, even when they don't feel like it. They know there's no such thing as the perfect time. They get uncomfortable, they mess up, they learn, but they take action today, not someday. So if you really want to break free from procrastination, start small. Pick one thing you've been putting off and do it today, not tomorrow, not next week. Want to start reading more? Pick up that book and read one page. Want to get in shape? Do 10 push-ups right now. Want to fix your finances? Open that budget spreadsheet and look at the numbers. Action beats overthinking every single time. Stop waiting for motivation. It rarely shows up first. Start moving and motivation will follow you. Don't let procrastination steal another day from you. Because here's the truth, someday is a lie. All you really have is today. Make it count. Let's get real for a second. If you spoke to your friends the way you speak to yourself in your head, do you think they'd stick around? Probably not. Yet so many people live their entire lives with this cruel, nagging voice in their mind, telling them they're not good enough, smart enough, attractive enough, or talented enough. Negative self-talk is like having an invisible bully living in your head. And the worst part is, you believe every word it says. Every time you mess up, that voice says, "See, I told you you'd fail." When you think about trying something new, it whispers, "Who do you think you are? You'll just embarrass yourself." And the scary thing is, the more you listen, the more you believe it. The more you believe it, the more it becomes your reality. You start shrinking your dreams to match your doubts, instead of stretching your mindset to match your potential. Here's the truth, no one talks to you more than you do. So if you don't get control of that inner voice, it'll control you. It'll stop you from taking chances. It'll keep you stuck in the same patterns, the same excuses, the same fear. But here's the good news, you can change it. It's not about flipping a switch overnight and suddenly loving yourself unconditionally. It's about noticing when that voice shows up and deciding not to give it the final say. Start small. When you hear, "I can't do this," add a simple word, "yet." I can't do this yet. Instead of, "I always mess things up," remind yourself, "I'm still learning." Talk to yourself like you would to your best friend on their worst day, with patience, encouragement, and a little tough love when needed. And remember, your thoughts don't define you. You get to decide which ones you believe and which ones you let go. So the next time your mind tries to tear you down, talk back. Stand up for yourself. Replace that voice of doubt with a voice of possibility. Because at the end of the day, the only person who has to believe in you first is you. You've probably heard this before. Comparison is the thief of joy. But let's be honest, we still do it. Every single day. We scroll through Instagram and see someone's vacation in Bali while we're sitting in traffic on our way to a job we don't even like. We see someone's perfect relationship, their fancy car, their six-pack abs, and immediately think, "Why don't I have that? What's wrong with me?" But here's what nobody talks about. You're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. You're seeing the filtered, edited, best version of their life while you're living through your unedited reality. Of course it feels unfair, it is unfair. You don't see the struggles, the late nights, the failures, the tears, the sacrifices behind that one shiny photo. You just see the end result. And the more you compare, the more you feel like you're falling behind when really, you're running your own race on a completely different track. And think about this, even if you did have what they have, it wouldn't fix the feeling. Because comparison is an endless loop. If it's not one person, it'll be someone else. If it's not money, it'll be looks. If it's not looks, it'll be success. There's always someone ahead if you're determined to look for them. The only real solution is to bring your focus back to yourself. What are you doing to be 1% better than you were yesterday? Are you showing up for your goals? Are you living in line with your own values? The truth is, the only person you should compare yourself to is the version of you from last year, last month, or even last week. That's it. If you're growing, you're winning. Period. So next time you catch yourself stalking someone's profile and spiraling into "why not me" mental pause, remind yourself that you're on your own timeline. What's meant for you will come when you're ready, not when you're busy wishing you were someone else. Stay in your lane, do your work, celebrate your small wins, because your life is yours, and that's exactly what makes it worth living. Let's be honest, we all do it. You pick up your phone for a quick check, and suddenly an hour's gone. You were going to read that book, fold the laundry, maybe even go for a walk, but now you're stuck in a rabbit hole of reels, memes, and strangers' vacation photos. It's wild, isn't it? Social media was supposed to connect us, and it does, but too often it traps us instead. The real danger isn't just the wasted time, it's how mindless scrolling slowly eats away at your focus, your motivation, and even your sense of reality. Think about it. Every time you open that app, you're feeding your brain tiny hits of dopamine, new posts, new videos, new drama. Your brain loves it. But the cost is your attention span. The more you scroll, the harder it gets to sit still and actually do the things you care about. And let's not ignore what it does to your mental health. You're not just scrolling, you're comparing your life, your body, your success, your relationships to strangers who probably don't even look like their own pictures in real life. And here's the worst part. Most of the time, we're not even enjoying it. We're just numbing out. We use it to avoid boredom, to escape stress, or to distract ourselves from the stuff we should be doing, but don't want to face yet. So what's the fix? Delete your accounts forever? Not really. You don't have to live in a cave. Social media isn't evil. It's just a tool. The real power is in how you use it. Start being intentional. Ask yourself, why am I opening this app right now? What am I hoping to find? Set time limits literally. Use the app timers on your phone. Curate your feed, unfollow people who drain your energy or make you feel less than. Follow people who inspire you, educate you, or make you laugh for the right reasons. Most importantly, replace some of that screen time with real life. Go outside without your phone. Read an actual book. Have an actual conversation. Remember what it feels like to be present. Because at the end of the day, your time is your most valuable resource, and mindless scrolling is stealing it from you. Minute by minute, day by day. Take it back. Use social media, don't let it use you. Here's the thing, everybody says they want more energy, more focus, more motivation. But ask them about their sleep habits, and you'll see exactly why they're dragging themselves through each day like zombies. In our hustle culture, sleep has somehow become optional. We brag about late nights and early mornings, pulling all-nighters, or surviving on 3 cups of coffee and a donut. It's like we wear exhaustion as a badge of honor, when in reality, it's quietly destroying our productivity, our health, and even our relationships. You can have the best morning routine, the fanciest planner, the strongest willpower, but if your sleep is a mess, none of it sticks. Your brain just doesn't work the same when you're sleep deprived. Your memory, your mood, your creativity, all of it goes downhill fast. And let's not pretend we don't know why we're staying up so late. Most of us call it me time, staying up scrolling, binge watching shows, or gaming until 2 a.m. because it's the only time we feel in control. But what you're really doing is stealing energy from tomorrow, and tomorrow always shows up with the bill. Good sleep isn't just about going to bed early. It's about creating a routine that actually respects your body. That means winding down without screens an hour before bed. That means going to sleep and waking up at the same time, even on weekends. That means not drowning in caffeine at 5 p.m. just to stay awake a few more hours. It might feel boring, but you know what's not boring. Waking up clear-headed, having steady energy all day, actually wanting to get stuff done instead of dragging yourself through every task. So if you really want to level up your life, Fix your nights first. Your days will thank you for it. Treat sleep like what it is, your body's built-in recovery system, your natural performance booster, your secret weapon that costs nothing but gives you everything. You can hustle hard, but if you're not resting right, you're just burning yourself out for no reason. So tonight, close the laptop earlier, put your phone away, get some real sleep. Your future self will thank you, trust me. Hey, let's be real, we live in a world where it's easier than ever to ignore our bodies. Fast food on every corner, energy drinks instead of water, sitting all day staring at screens and then wondering why we feel exhausted, unmotivated, or sick all the time. The truth is, your body isn't just something that carries your brain around, it is your foundation. When you neglect it, every part of your life suffers. Your mood, your focus, your confidence, even your relationships. Most people think you have to be a gym rat or a health freak to be healthy. That's not true. You don't need six-pack abs or green smoothies for every meal. But you do need to respect your body enough to move it, fuel it, and rest it. Ask yourself this. When's the last time you broke a sweat on purpose? Not running to catch a bus, actually moving because you care about your health? When's the last time you chose water over soda? Cooked a real meal instead of hitting the drive-thru again because it's just easier? And look, I get it, life is busy. Maybe you have kids, a demanding job, or 100 excuses why you don't have time. But here's the harsh truth. If you don't make time for your health now, you'll be forced to make time for illness later. Start simple. Go for a walk every day, even 15 minutes. Replace one junk snack with something that actually grew on a tree or came out of the ground. Drink more water than you think you need. Stretch your body so you don't feel like you're 80 when you're only 30. Your body is the one thing you have to live with for the rest of your life. Treat it like your best asset because it is. Take care of it, and you'll notice your mind feels clearer. Your mood lifts and your energy doesn't crash at 3 p.m. every day. Remember, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to care enough to show up for yourself, one small step at a time. Your future self will look back and be so damn grateful you did. Let's talk about money, probably one of the biggest stress points for so many people, yet hardly anyone talks about it honestly. Here's the hard truth. Spending more than you earn might feel normal, but it's quietly ruining your peace of mind, your future, and your freedom. We live in a culture that's obsessed with looking rich, even if it means going broke to do it. The new phone, the new car, the fancy shoes, the dinner out 3 times a week, it all adds up. And credit cards? They make it so easy to buy stuff you can't actually afford, just so you can keep up an image that doesn't even bring real happiness. Here's the thing. Debt isn't always evil. A mortgage, student loans, or a business investment can make sense. But when you're living paycheck to paycheck, swiping your card for stuff you don't need just to feel good in the moment, you're literally stealing from your own future. And let's be honest, the temporary high of buying something new fades fast. But the stress of bills, late fees, and debt collectors, that sticks around. It eats away at your sleep, your relationships, your mental health, everything. So how do you stop digging a deeper hole? Start by getting real with yourself. Look at where your money's actually going every month. Most people have no idea. They're shocked when they see how much they spend on takeout coffee or random Amazon orders. Next, flip the script. Pay yourself first. Before you spend on anything fun, make sure you're covering the essentials: rent, bills, food, then save something even if it's just a small amount. Build the habit of living below your means, not above it. And no, it doesn't mean you can't enjoy life. It means you learn to enjoy it responsibly. Cook more meals at home. Wait 24 hours before buying that thing you just have to have. Ask yourself if you're buying because you really need it or because you're trying to fill an emotional gap. The freedom that comes from living within your means is powerful. You sleep better. You stop worrying about the next paycheck. You open up the possibility to invest, to build real wealth, to have choices in life instead of being stuck in survival mode. So the next time you're tempted to spend money, you don't have to impress people who don't even notice. Pause. Your peace of mind is worth more than any shopping bag ever will be. There's a saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Most people nod when they hear that. but they don't really stop to think about what it means for their actual life. The truth is, people are contagious. Their energy, their attitude, their habits, they rub off on you whether you realize it or not. If you're constantly surrounded by complainers, critics, and people who find a problem for every solution, don't be surprised if you start thinking the same way too. Think about it. Do your friends hype you up when you talk about your goals? Or do they roll their eyes and tell you it'll never work? Do they push you to grow? Or do they secretly feel better when you stay stuck with them? Negative people are like anchors tied to your ankle. No matter how hard you try to swim forward, they drag you back down. And sometimes they don't even mean to. They're just stuck in their own patterns of fear, bitterness, or excuses. And they can't stand seeing someone break free and prove it's possible to live differently. Here's the tough part. Sometimes these people are the ones closest to you, friends you've known forever, family who think they're protecting you by telling you to play it safe, and cutting them off completely isn't always realistic or necessary, but you can protect your energy. Limit how much time you spend with people who drain you. When you're around them, don't get sucked into their drama or gossip. Steer the conversation to something better, or keep it short and polite. And at the same time, start seeking out people who lift you up. People who talk about ideas, goals, solutions. People who actually do things instead of just complain about why they can't. And if you can't find those people in real life right away, don't stress books, podcasts, videos. They can be your circle too. Fill your mind with the voices of people who inspire you until you find your own tribe. At the end of the day, you don't owe anyone your energy if all they do is poison it. Protect your mindset like your life depends on it, because honestly, it does. Who you let close shapes who you become. Choose wisely. Let's talk about something most people struggle with, but don't like to admit: boundaries. If you're the kind of person who says yes when you really want to say no, this one's for you. Here's what happens when you don't set boundaries. People assume your time, energy, and even your kindness are all up for grabs 24/7. Coworkers dump extra work on you. Friends guilt trip you when you can't drop everything for them. Family calls you selfish if you even try to put yourself first. It's exhausting, and slowly you start feeling resentful. But here's the twist. It's not really their fault. It's yours, because you teach people how to treat you. Every time you say yes when you mean no, you're telling them, my needs don't matter as much as yours. And they'll keep taking as long as you keep giving. The truth is, boundaries aren't walls. They're doors. They're not about shutting people out. They're about teaching people how to be in your life in a healthy way. Want to know a secret? When you start setting boundaries, the wrong people will get mad, but the right people won't. The right people respect you more when you stand up for yourself. And the best part? You'll respect yourself more too. So how do you do it? You start small. You don't need a dramatic speech. Just clear, calm honesty. I can't help with that right now. I'm not available this weekend. I need time for myself. And here's the key: don't over-explain. No is a complete sentence. At first, it'll feel uncomfortable. You might feel guilty, especially if you're used to being the dependable one, the fixer, the helper. But remind yourself, you can't pour from an empty cup. Every time you say no to something that drains you, you're saying yes to your own well-being. Boundaries don't make you selfish, they make you healthy. They protect your energy, your peace, your focus, and they make space for the people and things that truly deserve your time. So if you want to stop feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, and taken for granted, learn to draw the line. Speak up, protect your space, because no one else will do it for you. All right, let's bring this home with one of the biggest bad habits of all: not taking responsibility. This is the habit that quietly ruins more dreams than anything else, because it convinces you it's never your fault. It's always someone else's problem. Your parents didn't raise you right. Your boss doesn't see your potential. The economy's bad. The timing isn't perfect. Your friends didn't support you. Listen, life isn't fair. Sometimes terrible things happen that aren't your fault. But here's the thing. What happens to you isn't always your responsibility, but how you respond always is. When you blame everyone and everything else, you give away your power. You're basically saying, I can't change my life because someone else controls it. And that's just not true. Owning your life fully is scary because it means looking in the mirror and admitting, I'm part of the problem too. Maybe you made bad choices. Maybe you didn't show up when you should have. Maybe you let fear stop you more than you'd like to admit. But here's the beauty of taking responsibility. If you caused part of the mess, you can fix it. You can change your habits, your attitude, your decisions starting today. Nobody's coming to save you, and that's not depressing. That's freeing. Once you stop waiting for permission and start owning your actions, you get your power back. You stop making excuses and start making changes. That's how real growth happens. So if you're tired of feeling stuck, stop pointing fingers. Point the finger at yourself, then point it forward. Take ownership. Do the work. Build the life you actually want, one honest choice at a time. So there you have it, 10 bad habits that silently, slowly, sometimes invisibly ruin your life if you don't do something about them. If any of these hit home, don't beat yourself up. You're human. We all have at least one of these habits. The difference is what you do next. You can ignore this and go back to scrolling, complaining, and putting things off for someday, or you can pick one habit, just one, and decide today is the day you start changing it. You don't have to flip your whole life overnight, just one step, one choice, one better habit at a time. And remember, nobody else is responsible for your happiness, your success, or your peace of mind. You are. And that's the best news ever because it means you get to decide what happens next. So close this video, get up, and do something your future self will thank you for. You've got this.